right, everybody, good morning. Welcome to our Sunday stream of Breakaway. We are obviously not here in person, but if you didn't know, my name is Sam Frangione. I am our Breakaway director here at our Orion campus, here with the man.
And I am Michael Bouchard, our Edge director, and I have toothpaste on my shirt. This is legit, this is raw.
Quick note, this will be a little bit different. If you've watched any of our shows, it'll feel a little bit different just because it is a Sunday morning. At the same time, it's not gonna feel like normal Breakaway. We're not gonna have you, when we play our game, we're not gonna have you eat something. Although if you want to, what is it? Go find something that starts with a Z in your cupboard, okay? Go find it. Now you have to eat it, combine it with something that starts with a P. You have to, no, we're not doing that.
That's a really good idea though.
But you can if you want.
Okay.
Okay, but we're so glad that you're watching this. Whether you're watching it right on Sunday morning or another time, I'd encourage you though, before anything else, hit the pause button. Well, now you can't hear us if you hit the pause button because we stopped. But copy the link that you're watching this with and share it with somebody. Share it via text, share it via social media. If you're a parent, share it on Facebook, however you want to do it. Share it with somebody though, because not everybody gets to have church and not everybody gets to have some kind of youth ministry this morning or this weekend during this time.
I did want to talk about why we aren't here.
That's important.
And why you're not here and we're here or whatever. The reason is that we want to make sure people stay safe. And I actually was thinking about my mom today because she's like 77 years old. And I know that if her church doors were open, she'd be there. And I would hate for her to get sick, wanting to go and while she's wanting to like hug people and high five people and see all of her friends and the people that she loves. So we want to make sure we take care of our church people because remember, the church isn't a building, the church is people. So we need to make sure we take care of our people. So that's why we don't have church today, just in case you were wondering. It's not because we're afraid, it's because we want to take care of people.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. Well, this will look a little bit like a Breakaway service because we're going to have some announcements. Gonna have one game, gonna have some time of hope and encouragement with a special guest that we'll get to introduce here in a few minutes, and then some more just words of advice and action steps towards the end of this video. So we are glad you're watching, but without further ado, I'd like to introduce a couple people you may already know. Kelsey and Arthur, we got some news that they gotta share. So Arthur, tell them about it.
Okay, so you guys just realized we had takeover a few weeks ago. How many weeks ago? Like 2?
Like 1 week ago.
Like 1 week ago. 1 week ago exactly. And it was so good. I mean, Drew's message off the top. My performance, you guys made that off the top. Like if it wasn't for you guys on the front row jumping around, probably wouldn't be that hype. But all in all, we were opening up the anxiety message, which is something so good that we should be talking about in the church. And I pray that this right here becomes a little bit of a church in your home right now.
Yeah, also, if you're watching this video right now, chances are you're watching it on YouTube. So welcome to our YouTube channel, Kcstudents.orion. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We have lots of other videos that we have posted right now, and we have lots of other videos coming, especially over the next few weeks, because we want to stay interactive and engaged with you guys. So if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and you'll get updates for whenever we're live streaming.
So, I promised, we're going to play a game. All right, a little bit of a game, a little bit of trivia. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who wants to go first? I do not want to go first. Michael, you were going to go last.
I said I was going to go last. Okay. I have to ask my questions?
Are you able to go first?
I can
All
go
right,
first.
Star Wars, I got this.
I got it. Okay.
We'll find out. So Star Wars buffs
I
at
can't
home.
look.
Okay. All right, here we go.
You ready?
All right.
Oh, this is good. All right. I'm going to start with the easy one.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yep. And we have to buzz.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Ding.
So, what is the name of Anakin and Luke's home planet?
Naboo.
No, it's not.
Oh,
I need to
no.
get that.
Uh-oh.
I need to Google
Uh-oh.
I just watched them all.
Oh, gosh.
We should allow you to guess more than once. So
Oh,
you
yeah?
can redeem yourself.
Okay,
Well, yeah, because
I'll
if you
redeem
get it
myself.
wrong twice, then you're just burying yourself.
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
Yeah, I wasn't going
Of
to
course
get
you're
that.
gonna get it the
Back
second
at zero.
time.
I am
I
very
wasn't
good,
gonna get it.
zero.
Okay.
What is the Sith name of Count Dooku?
I don't even watch Star Wars.
Somebody at home knows this one.
I only watch the Family Guy.
Someone at home.
Good for you
knows
if you
this
got
one.
it.
Ah, come on.
It's
Darth.
Darth something.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
No.
Oh.
-1.
Dang, that's whack.
I don't know. Just say it. We don't know it.
Tyrannus.
We're not gonna get it. Next question.
I was gonna
Oh
say.
my
This is
gosh,
Michael's
I
last
thought y'all
question.
knew this stuff. Kelsey,
Okay.
I'm so disappointed in
I'm
you
sorry.
right
I'm
now.
gonna have to be disappointed.
The main Ewok. There's a little fuzzy creatures at the end of episode 6.
I know what an Ewok is. I don't know what a main Ewok is called.
I'm trying to remember episode 6.
You haven't
Which-
seen it.
I've seen
Return
6.
of the Jedi. It's my favorite one.
I don't know.
Little furry dude. Brown.
Does he have a coat on?
Name all the movies that Cinderella is in.
What the?
You know this?
How many is it?
I don't know. That might be cheating.
You don't
I
even
think
know
this
the
is
answer?
a
No, I
cheating
know.
question.
Yeah.
All the movies.
There's 4.
Okay,
Name
cheating
four
question.
Cinderella.
movies. The 4 movies that
Well,
Cinderella
there's
is in.
the original Cinderella.
gotta-
No,
You got a
I'm
buzz.
not-
You
Yeah,
can't
you
do
got a
this.
buzz. Stop trying to
I'm not,
processing
trying, I'm not
thing.
even trying to get the point.
Stop
It's already been
processing. You
surrendered.
gotta hit the button
It's
if you're making a
4.
guess.
We all didn't get it.
Name the address that they have to find Nemo in Finding Nemo.
That should be easy. I know that.
P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby.
What?
Yay!
Michael
Is that
got
the whole
it.
thing?
Yes.
Fine.
Yep.
I'll accept it.
That's wild.
Alright.
Last question.
Last question. Question number 3. What is the highest animated Disney movie? Highest gross animated Disney movie?
Gross.
Yes.
Money, income.
How much did it make?
Oh, that's a really good
The
question.
highest grossing
Frozen
animated.
Oh,
Correct.
I don't
It
know.
just-
I don't actually
it-
know.
I
I'm gonna
I don't
fact
even
check.
like the movie.
Fact
no
check
more.
at home.
It just
Kelsey's
it passed
cheating.
up Frozen in January.
I feel like there's a different movie that probably made more money,
Nope,
but
not animated.
I'll find out.
Do you know what number 3 is?
Snow
Little
White.
Mermaid.
Incredibles 2.
Oh.
Ah,
That wasn't even that
Incredibles 2.
good.
I got
I
the point.
All right.
Too deep.
Who said this quotation?
Oh crap.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Madden.
That's a video game.
That-
and a man
that-
named John Madden.
I'm
Not
not
correct.
Oh, it's John
I would,
Madden?
I would accept 2 responses here.
Oh gosh.
If you're paying attention at home. What?
Colin Kaepernick.
Not at all.
Tony
Good guess.
Dungy.
Okay, think about a sport that
Michael
you.
Jordan.
Okay, good guess, but not correct.
Larry Bird.
No,
Wayne
What team
Gretzky.
does he play for? Wait, what?
Kelsey.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. I
It's
also
hockey.
would have accepted the character Michael Scott.
Oh.
I'm gonna jump over to geography.
We should play hand sanitizer on this.
Name 4 of the 6 countries that make up Central America.
Yep. Nope.
Ecuador, Nicaragua,
Hey.
Mexico, and Costa Rica.
I'm gonna go to the judges on this. Is Mexico not part of North America? It is part of Central America.
Dun, dun,
Well,
dun.
Michael beats me, and there's 7 countries. We learn something new every week at Breakaway. Okay, I'll do geography. What is the capital of Canada?
Ottawa. Yes,
Michael
we
got
Canada.
Michael got
okay.
two geography questions. All right, I lose. I don't know who won. I'm gonna give it to my boss, Michael.
Yeah, he
Okay,
won.
we hope that you were somehow more successful than any of our jacked up.
I think
rules
Kimberly
of
won.
Trivia. Kimberly
She
was
fact checked everything.
Kimberly, who won?
Kimberly won.
Kimberly is saying that she won. Newsflash and update for you. Kimberly is our guest. Go ahead, check out this video that we had fun shooting with her a couple weeks ago as we get ready to spend some time with her. All right?
Put your, oh, jeez. Aw. It's a stuffed animal that it's like an anglerfish or something. What the heck? Is it Ellie's or Jacob's? Is it it's a monster? This, the Stegosaurus?
No.
Like a dinosaur?
No.
There's no tail in this.
That's the tail.
This is the tail?
That's the tail.
Oh, whoa. Is it normally connected to the body? Oh, it's a dragon!
Nope.
No, okay. How many eyeballs does it have? Does it have 2 eyeballs?
2. Can we see what? Yeah, you see what it is. Oh.
That's a dirty diaper.
What did you guys guess?
What's it smell like, Kimberly? It doesn't matter.
Tuna or salmon? No. Oh, wait, no. Mackerels? Herring? Sardines?
There you
Good
go.
job, Kimberly. Congratulations.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody, welcome. Yes, Kimberly is here. We are excited to be sitting here, maybe in your living room, maybe somewhere else. We do not know where you are watching this from, but we are glad you're watching. Like I mentioned before, we're bummed that we're not able to have this conversation, I think, in person, but what's really cool is how we're capturing it and that it's on video and that you can share this and reference it anytime. So I think that's probably one of the coolest things about this is we're talking about mental health, really, and our thoughts and the voices that we hear, the voice of God, just a lot of things, and identity, and a lot of things. So, Kimberly, tell us just a tad bit about yourself. What's your family dynamic? You can share your age, you cannot share your age. Best things about you. Random facts.
Random facts.
I'm really good at just saying words and seeing where they take us. So
Great. Okay, so I've got 4 kids, 23, 18, 12, and 11.
crazy.
Yep, it's a little bit, but not too bad. And I've been married for, I'm not very good at math. This year.
You know the ages of your kids though, so that's
I know,
really
that's
good.
good, yeah. Like 17 years this year?
Wow.
Something like that. A while.
Awesome.
And we're really bad. We actually forgot our anniversary last year. The only reason I remembered is my mom sent us a card.
You should get a tattoo with it on.
Is
your
that what you
arm.
have? Is
Yep,
that your
it's
tattoo?
totally what it is. Won't forget it.
But it's in Roman numerals.
Yeah, and it's facing the wrong way, so it doesn't really help me.
Fantastic. Well, you can tell people that way. Like, when's your anniversary?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just going to talk a little bit about this idea of our thoughts, how we can control them, if we can control them, how God intercedes in all of this, and what his plan is for us in the conversation and journey of mental health. Because it's something that I think is really crucial, especially in today's society, for our families, for our students, really for everyone. So if you're encouraged by anything that Kimberly shares and that we talk about here, make sure that you share it with somebody that you know. So why don't you share? You brought a couple of pictures, a couple of really good pictures, guys. Just share kind of what each of those means to you in regards to this kind of conversation.
Yeah. Okay, so that first picture, you can't really tell unless you get close up to it. I have a fat lip in it. That is my 6th grade picture. And there's a story behind that. I was jumping off a swing. The swing came back, hit me in the mouth, chipped my tooth, had a big old messy lip right before school pictures. And that in and of itself is a kind of a funny story.
Sure.
But the backstory of this too is my 6th grade year I went to a new school. I had gone to a very small Catholic private school for the first 5 years. And when I got there, it was really culture shock because I had been with like maybe 6 or 7 people in my grade and we kind of grew up together. And I really essentially got bullied. I used to be in a singing group called Sunshine, and we had these yellow hoodies and it said Sunshine on the back. And so I would wear that to school and all the boys called me Bunshine. And then there was one girl that didn't particularly, I mean, you know, you're trying to find your place
Sure.
in this whole new thing. And there was one girl that didn't particularly care for me. And so she told people I picked my nose and ate it. So then everybody called me Greenie. And yeah, I got, I didn't have a lot of friends.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so then
that's
to have the
time.
big fat lip there, and yeah, that was,
Kind of on top of everything else.
yeah, that was the
Dang.
icing on the cake.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my 6th grade year. So I was already feeling poor about myself.
Sure. Dang.
Yeah. And so the second picture is my 7th grade year, and that's
Yeah.
that was the advent of perms
Okay.
that entered in my life. It was the early 80s, and I'd gotten my first perm, and I was waiting outside of the school. It was picture day, and it started to rain. And we didn't have umbrellas.
Bad combo.
Rain, perm, no umbrella, and they wouldn't let us into the school. So that was
That was
was
that
7th
day.
grade, yeah.
Okay. When you think of mental health in today's society, whether it be for a student or an adult, what comes to your mind?
Well, a lot of it, I mean, immediately the first word that pops into my mind is identity. We're talking more about mental illness, which is huge because there's a big stigma against it.
Right.
And I think that's important. But also, the more we talk about it, the more people tend to latch onto it. And so if I feel sad, well, I must, if I'm feeling sad for a couple of weeks or something, I must have depression. If I have depression, then that becomes a part of me instead of being an illness or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes I am absolutely zero expert, just disclaimer, zero expert, zero. But I do think that what we hear, sometimes we internalize and cling to or grasp onto because of false beliefs we already have about ourselves.
Okay. Wow.
So,
could you talk a little? That's really important, I think, for us to realize those false beliefs. Could you talk a little bit more about maybe what that can look like for somebody?
absolutely. We can go back to when in 6th grade for me, all of a sudden I'm put in a situation where I don't have any friends. I'm getting kind of bullied, feeling bad about myself, so I don't feel like I have much worth. I don't feel like I have any value. I'm lonely because I don't have any friends. You start to believe these things about yourself. Well, if nobody else around me likes me, then it must be true.
Okay.
So you just start internalizing, and that becomes your inner dialogue.
Wow.
Those are the thoughts that you have,
Okay.
whether they're conscious or subconscious. That's the message you're hearing,
Wow.
and that you're receiving.
Right. So you're saying the thoughts that we have are directed by sometimes the beliefs that we have based on our circumstances or based on the people around us, based on the words that we're taking in. And then furthermore, though, that's a bigger issue because then it becomes a part of who we are and how we think about ourselves, then that can go into even how we can see God sometimes or how we could view him because it makes us think, well, I'm not worthy, so maybe did God do something wrong with me or something along those lines even. Or we tend to feel if I'm not worthy then, if I'm not worthy then God doesn't love me or he must not love me, must not be with me, which you already talked about isn't true. So that's super important for us to realize. So you have kids ranging a wide range, 12 years, 23 to 11, math, okay, good. Maybe my geography isn't on point, but my math is decent. So what do you see being issues and obstacles maybe for somebody that's the age of your kids right now?
Social media is huge.
Okay.
Social media is huge. I mean, we all want to feel valid. I mean, it's a valid feeling to want to be accepted, to belong, be cool, to all of those things. Those are completely valid.
Yeah.
We all want to feel that. I mean, you want to feel cool, don't you?
I really do.
You really do, yeah.
That's why I wear this, I thought, cool sweatshirt.
I was going to mention that was a really cool
Oh,
shirt.
thank
That
you
was
so
really
much.
cool.
Thank
To
you.
get one for Eric. But those are all valid things. It's just where we look for that validation. Where do we look for that? And social media is everywhere. I mean, you mentioned TikTok and Snapchat, and we've got Instagram. Not too many kids are following Facebook.
Facebook.
It's kind of for older folks.
I'm on there.
I'm going to see you're old now. The problem with that is that we only get little snippets, and we don't actually get the reality of people's lives. We don't get the truth of it. And we start comparing ourselves. We start comparing what other people are doing. We compare how many likes, how many views, and whatnot. And that becomes again part of your story. Like, well, I don't have that many likes, so people must not like me. I must not be likable.
Right. Wow.
There's something wrong with me.
It's crazy how quick we get there in our minds.
Yeah.
Because it happens like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's super fast.
Yeah. So we've talked about I think social media then, in a sense, is almost just another voice that's kind of speaking and putting thoughts into our brains, or into our minds. So what are the voices that we hear? Where do they come from, and how important is it to ensure that we listen to the right ones?
Okay, so we've already talked about social media, so that's kind of a voice. We hear it from friends. We hear it from teachers.
Okay.
We hear it from parents. And none of it's like, parents isn't a bash on you. Not, a lot of this isn't intentional. It's not like, we say to our kids, oh, you're just a terrible person, nobody likes you.
Right.
I mean, that's not normal. But the subtleties of what people say or what they don't say are what we pick up on. My mom would talk about how smart my brother is.
Okay.
He's very highly intelligent, scored like a 33 on his ACT.
Wow.
He was super smart. But what I internalized is that I was dumb. I wasn't smart.
Wow.
My brother's the smart one. So even though she never said you're stupid, I internalized that.
Yep.
And it took root because I didn't have the mindset of where my mind should be.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have God sitting there. I didn't hear the voice of God saying no.
Right. Wow. So there's a lot of places that voices come from. So with that, because I think I have a similar story. When I was 5 or 6, it's one of the first memories I can remember. I was playing roller hockey, and I got traded from the best team in the league to like one of the worst teams. And the reason I got traded was because I wasn't getting enough playing time, so my dad pulled some strings and got me moved to a worse team. But to me, what I internalized was that I wasn't good enough. And so it's like, as a 5 or 6 year old kid, and it's like crazy to think about that. So I wonder what the other things, the other voices that we've internalized over time, maybe you've internalized over time, that we don't even know about. What would you say are the ways, or the best way that you've had those revealed to you even?
That, the very most important thing is to understand God's voice and actually take time to listen to it.
Yeah.
Cody always says that the voice of God is the free-flowing thoughts that go through your mind.
Yep.
And all of those voices, it's important to know, would never be condemning. They would never tell you are a less than. They are only spoken with love,
Yep.
with truth, honesty. I mean, and he may be telling you something, you need to change your ways about something, or your mindset or something, but he'll never do it in a way that makes you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
nothing, there's a grace and peace to it that when you learn to hear God's voice. And it sounds differently for everybody.
Sure. Yeah. So what would you say, how can we best know the voice of God? How can we practice knowing it, and how does that help our mental health?
This is a bummer because I really wish everyone was here because we were going to do this.
Yeah.
Really, it's, okay, you first have to silence your mind. You just got to ask God to take away all the distractions in your mind and get into a quiet place.
Yeah.
And just close your eyes and say, just ask, like, what are the lies that I'm believing about myself?
Yeah.
And he'll tell you the lies that you're believing. But you can't stop there. Then you say, what is the truth you want to replace them with?
Yeah.
What is the truth? And he's going to tell you. And he may tell you in pictures. He may tell you in sound. He may tell you in, I've heard some people hear, like smell.
Okay, wow.
And it could just be words.
Yeah.
But it's, he's going to tell you and he's going to speak to you the way you would understand it. So if it seems funny, let it be funny, and you need to write it down.
Yeah.
And once you write it down, like put it on sticky notes.
Yeah.
Whatever the truth is, just put it on sticky notes. Put it inside your locker. Put it inside your notebooks, your binders, whatever it is, so that you have a constant reminder, because it's a muscle.
Yeah.
It's a practice. It's just like you would if you're in cross country, hockey,
Sure.
whatever. You have to practice in order to get
better.
to get better at it.
Yep.
And it's a constant practice, and it goes on for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I would say over the last 2 years, that's been the most transformative thing for me in my walk with God, is learning how to hear his voice. So like you said, I think it's the practice of stopping, right? We have to get to a place where we're moving at a pace slow enough to be like, okay, I'm going to sit here in silence, put some music on, whatever you need. But you can really do it any time. But yeah, so being able to slow ourselves down, fixing our eyes on him, on Jesus, and saying, okay, God, where is it in my life that I'm believing something that's not true about what you have to say about me? Because if there are things, he wants to reveal them to us. It's not like his desire is to have us sitting back believing lies for 20 or 30 or 40 or even more years of our life. His desire is for us to know how he's made us to be, because when we know who we're made to be, we can do the things we're meant to do. I think that's probably the most important thing about walking in our identity and being able to control our thoughts and our mental health. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's my
today.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
no, we hope that you guys enjoyed this time of just encouragement. I'm going to invite Kelsey and Arthur up here to come help us close out for the day. But we really hope more than anything that you feel just loved, that you feel encouraged to know that God has made you, that He has a purpose for your life, and that your thoughts are things that you do have control over, and that God desires to speak to you through your mind and through your heart. All right, just like that, we're all here. Kimberly, thanks so much for sharing your heart today, sitting with us, talking about hearing God's voice, talking about identity, acceptance, and all these things that kind of contribute to the conversation going on in our mind. It's super important for us to realize that God desires to speak to us in our minds, through our hearts, as we walk with Him. So, we do have an episode of the show. It's our 3rd episode coming out tomorrow, so make sure that you stay tuned for that.
Yeah, make sure you comment below and let us know what you really liked about our talk today or any questions that you might have. Also, if you can post any of the prayer requests that you guys might have, what can we be praying for you right now? We really want to make sure that we're able to keep up with you guys and pray for anything you might need.
And if you don't have a prayer request, look below to see what other people need to be praying about.
All right, everybody, we've got just a few quick action steps before we end our time today. Step number 1, subscribe. It's that easy. Just do it, because then you're going to be able to stay in the loop with the content that we're creating and uploading. And during this time that we're not gathering together in person, we want to make sure, and we're going to be doing our part to upload a little bit more than usual. So make sure you subscribe.
Be on the lookout for a survival packet. It's going to be coming along with pertinent information in your parents' email.
Yeah, and if you want to see more videos from us, look in the description below. You will see more greatness what we upload here.
And if you want to, download the YouVersion app on your phone, also known as the Bible app, and follow along with our 21-day plan that we're going to be doing together called The Drive. You'll know it by like the cool purple and blue colors and the bus that's on there. This could be 21 days of us going through kind of like the walk of like Christian life and talking about different topics like prayer and living, telling, serving, all that stuff. It's going to be really good.
Awesome. That's sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Tune in tomorrow for episode 3 of the show. And if you are an Edge student or Edge family, make sure you tune in later today to watch what we create for you guys. Okay, love you. We'll see you soon. Praying for you. Comment below, subscribe, do it all. Check the info. Love you. Bye.
Good night.